Well, hey guys, good morning. Silver and gold are up pretty good today. Gold's at 1364 and silver is just shy of 30 bucks. A little bit of big news this morning with JP Morgan. They have announced that they will start to accept gold as a type of collateral for transactions from hedge funds or whatever. So they are giving the nod to gold as money. I think that's pretty big. I think when a big corporation like that starts to accept gold as money, that could have a trickle-down effect. Who knows? I guess we'll have to see how that plays out. But I think that's pretty big news. And I was reading another article about the housing market in California, and just a quote from one of these guys here. It says, "We're in survival mode, waiting for recovery." And I'm just thinking, if you're in survival mode, you need to prepare because there's no recovery. The government, I think, and people are starting to figure this out, the government is not going to be able to take care of you. The government doesn't have the money, and especially in California, the state government's broke. It's so far in the red, they don't have any money for any services, and they're probably dangerously close to government checks bouncing and all that. I mean, people, people who are in California probably already know this, but you need to find something on your own. You need to start either your own gig, or you need to start taking what you have and protecting it. You need to take what you have and turn it into more. You need to try. I mean, I'm not sure how far we are away from a true economic Soviet-style collapse. I think the important things now are, if you've been putting away silver, make sure that you protect it. Accumulate silver while you can, and I would say accumulate any commodity. Copper, because when the whole thing goes bust, the commodities are going to be the only thing that people are going to want, and there'll be like a liquidation phase where everybody will be trying to find scrap metal and try to just use whatever they can get their hands on to try to better themselves, to try to save their situation. But if you can put away copper now, silver, I mean any kind of metals, I would say do it. Food, you have to have food stored up. Right now, food is still relatively cheap. If there's any breakdown in transportation, I mean, we have a just-in-time transportation system at these supermarkets. They tend to deliver things right on time when they're needed. If there's any break in transportation, everything on the shelves in the supermarket will be gone in 3 days. Inside of 3 days, the food's gone. And if you don't have it on your shelves, you're not going to be able to get it. So I would say you need to pay attention to that. You need to stock food, and obviously something to defend yourself with if the time ever came that happened. But I think people, American citizens, need to get beyond this waiting for recovery, because the big corporations that sold all your jobs to the overseas market, they're not going to swoop in and rescue you. They're not going to swoop in and start manufacturing here again. And the only thing that's going to pull this country out of the mess that it's in is manufacturing. A country has to produce something in order to create wealth. It can't just shuffle papers and sell people, different policies and work in retail and Wendy's. The McDonald's economy isn't going to cut it going forward. We need to start preparing for the inevitable. And guys, if it doesn't happen and you've prepared for it, you're still better off. If for some reason they can pull a miracle, they can create some kind of miracle and save this economy and save this country, but they keep making the same mistakes over and over again. The Fed's still pumping, the politicians are clueless. People are losing faith in their politicians. They're losing faith in the government to protect them, and that's kind of a dangerous place to be, because then people start to get desperate because they feel they have no place left to turn. So make sure you're protecting yourself. You're accumulating silver, food, defense. Make sure you got a roof over your head. Tools. How many people think about putting away tools? There's so many things. I think we all would take a moment and study what happened in different economies when they collapsed. What was needed afterwards? What became important and what wasn't? So we don't save things and prepare for things that aren't even going to be needed once it happens. So it's kind of a bummer message, but you know what? We have to be prepared for what's coming down the pipe. And if they manage to pull it out to where they don't allow a collapse, then we're still better off. So that's my opinion, guys. And keep accumulating silver if you can. Make sure you're preparing your family, and make sure you're telling other people to get prepared as well. The more prepared your own community is, the better off everybody in the community is going to be. So that's my opinion. If you have a different one, feel free to leave a comment below.